Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. This one coming down to the wire as we pick up the action in the final minute of regulation.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Redskins. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Brissett to throw on first. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now the rookie out of Georgia, Sony Michel. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And Gibbs got it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A second down throw for Brissett. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Brissett now. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Dalton, 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete to open things up.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they've got it here with a first down. Dalton off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd down, Dalton. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Rolling to his right, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Brissett on 1st down. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Packers. Ted Ginn. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. And this one might be going the other way.
Return team.
So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
1st and 10 for Dalton. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
And now the Packers going to take another timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So on 4th down, here's the punter, Jeff Locke, to kick it away. Back deep, the veteran, Ted Ginn. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out now come the Redskins. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Left side here, caught by Clay. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. This one caught by Crowder. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And Dalton will just sneak it. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So a designed run last play, now Dalton to pass. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. He's coming off an impressive Pro Bowl campaign in 2017.
You're talking about 14.5 sacks, tied for 2nd in the NFL. And now when offensive linemen hear the name DeMarcus Lawrence, they quake in their boots. How do we block this guy off the edge?
He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught at the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's White. And they'll get this down to the 10. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Back now at FedEx Field. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. They keep it on the ground. White again. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. James White, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They begin with Michelle on the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. This defense really clamping down. Although they're losing the game still, this second half has been theirs.
And they're winning it. It almost equated to being a boxer. And whenever you see a good fight, the guy who is on his toes and doing the punching, that's the guy who's winning. And that's the way they're going at it defensively now. Much more aggressive in their calls, much more aggressive in their pursuit.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
On 3rd down, Michelle. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That good for 19 and a first down.
They're probably about one big play from getting into field goal range. I'd go with a 2-deep coverage. Make sure my safeties are back to cover all of the field deep.
The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Tonight, we wind up Week 5 with a good battle between the Washington Redskins and the New Orleans Saints. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Goes underneath here to White. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
We're good.
Dalton bootlegs out. His throw incomplete. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's West. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They'll run with White, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Now a carry for White, and he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. Now White. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And now to the air, Dalton. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So Dalton now. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Russell Shepard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Paul. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he's taken down inside the 30. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
This is Hines, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And Hill running right through it. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Easy, 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 easy. Hey, get ready for something coming left.
Play fake. Here's Dalton. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he gets it down to the 32. First target, first catch, and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Dalton sets up play action. Buying time to his left. It's caught. Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Hey, get ready for something coming left.
Play action now. Dalton. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to kick points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points. So you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes. Make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
Byron Maxwell, the corner, in on the tackle.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
On third down, Trubisky. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Preston Brown in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be fourth down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did. And
Suckup will put this one right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it. Those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And a dump off to White. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
He finds his target. It's Crowder. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big 30-yard play on third. Now a toss play. This is White. Oh, now he pulls him over. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Good.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Easy.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Trubisky on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, where it was the Bills who pick up the victory at home. Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Russell Wilson, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Eric Decker, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. In the game you're watching, it's been the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, who's led the way. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Here's Hines. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe they'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. First and 10 for Dalton. On the catch is Crowder. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Dalton, 1st and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. On 1st down, Dalton throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep and you catch him close to the spot.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. They'll roll him out right. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They run again with Hines. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And Jones has it over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also
trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. Edelman, the intended receiver that time.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
Yeah, baby!
After
A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Play action here with Dalton. He's got Evans. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Haloti Ngata able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. And on the ground they go with a running back. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5. Now Dalton. Left side here, caught by Clay. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Dalton off play action. And that is incomplete. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the left hash, this from 34. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 1st down, Trubisky. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, a 22. Trubisky now perfect since the 2nd half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Time for a break. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. And he's got his man on the out route. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step one, the touchdown. You need a two-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for two again. That's why teams are practicing.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Rookie Derwin James with a pick. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been two for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the two? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Not running. Dalton wants to throw. Shakes off the sound. Stepping up. He's going to kick. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and then taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. From the shotgun is Trubisky. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be a second down. They should have gotten more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost himself some yardage there.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Trubisky to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Again, it's Trubisky. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Nyheim Hines with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints have cut it back within a score.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the
Whoa.